we've all had bikes in our lives where, you have good bikes and bad bikes, and most of the bikes are somewhere in the middle. But sometimes you have a bike and you get the setup just right and it's perfect. And you're like, my God, I go out on rides and it's magical.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I feel like I'm the best rider in the world. I mean, I'm not, but like I feel like I can feel every single thing going into the corner and I can take it right to the edge of traction. I have so much confidence and I'm just messing with my buddies and nipping at their heels and all this sort of thing. So we're trying to make products that generate those experiences
Yeah.
on the motorcycles that exist in the market. And so I think if that is something somebody's interested in, really good suspension, that's what we're selling at whatever level you're at.
Right.
And and I think it's really that simple. We understand that it comes at a cost. The worst thing that we could ever do is, market that we're going to do all this for a very low cost.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We started this and said we're going to find the very best suppliers, we're going to use the very best materials, we're going to use the best architectures, because we know from our experience that you combine those things together and you get that incredible performance feel. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to sell the very best suspension. And so the customer base, whether it's on a light B or an SR, an Ultra B, or on a Dust, we hope that we're appealing to people that want that.
A question that I have that I think, I don't know if there's a lot of like really good information, so getting it from the source would be good. Rebuilds on like your forks, like a recommended time, because I can say I put over 1,000 miles on my forks, and shock on the Ultra B, and still haven't had it rebuilt to this day. No blown fork seals. I mean, we've taken some big hits, we've wrecked, we've done it all. What would be the recommendation from Sirris for somebody who's trying to maintenance their forks or their shock? Like how often and where would they be able to do that at if you have like a company that does that for you?
Yeah. There are recommendations on the website that I would refer to. It's worded better than I'll say it here, about number of hours for recreational use and racing use. I will say that the durability of the components has exceeded our expectations. I've worked with a couple new suppliers that I didn't work with at Fox on this project, and I've been really impressed with the seals and bushings that we're using and how the durability is standing up. We're also using, premium oil, and that has a big effect on durability. We have seen a number of customers that have really, really high mileage well in advance of what we recommend for a rebuild.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, we haven't seen many problems. I think at Max, um, came in second at TKO. He sent us his suspension before the event. What did he say? Had like 150 hours on it or something, which you would never like. I mean, God, I would never do that on my KTM. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
the fork would eat itself. And this is Max.
Yeah. He goes hard.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen so many scratches on the outside from
I
the,
know.
the, the
Yeah.
hard throw stuff he does. Like
Yeah.
before the race, I took a magic marker and painted all the dropouts black again. Like this is an extraordinary abuse, but it was fine. It had
That's so
never,
crazy.
and the durability was fine. But then that kind of comes down to what we're doing. We use all 7,000 series alloys, both for the chassis and the internal components. And we use a lot of hard anodize, and not just hard anodize, but we're really trying to control those anodized processes to get the best possible surface finish and surface hardness. And so when you combine those elements with the highest quality bushings, we use a bushing supply that is the same that you might get in like a Honda CRF 450, and the seals that are very, very similar from the same manufacturer as what you would get on like a Honda CRF 450 or a Yamaha
Right.
150.
Right.
You combine all those elements where we're really trying to pull together technical aspects similar to like a KYB A kit fork that you might buy. You get really high durability. And that's what we've seen in the market so far.
Well, let me ask you this. So obviously This is like a personal question. I'm just curious for my own information. Sold the Stark, obviously, just don't want to ride that bike. I have the 24 and a 25. The 24 Ultra B is just like the ultimate woods bike. I freaking love it. Enduro, like that whole thing. That's what that bike is. That's what it'll stay. The 25, I'm toying with the idea of building an MX bike. My son races. He does a lot of training. I'm at the track a lot. And, I could ride my 24, but like I just prefer to ride that bike in the woods. So I was considering taking the 25 and making that a little bit different powertrain. Nothing crazy. I don't need 50 kilowatts or any of that, but I want to put like an MX fork on it. What can a customer expect from the difference in feel between a trail tune and an MX tune, and what are the differences in those two? And I guess answer that first, and then my follow-up question would be, if it is would it be more conducive for somebody to get a trail tune and stiffen it up for the track, or conducive for somebody who rides mostly track to get an MX tune and stiffen it or soften it up for the woods? Like, what would you say like the best route there would be?
Yeah, it's a good question. I'll answer your prior question first.
Okay.
If anybody wants service, there's a number of service centers in the US and in Europe, and now the first one in Asia that I don't think it's live yet, but we're working on that. And so there's multiple places you can get service, and the service process is quite similar to a Shell or a KYB fork or shock. And so I think for a trained suspension technician, it's familiar, I would say. And
Okay.
so if anybody has questions about that, they can get in touch with us through the website. And I think we should probably do something where we start posting those companies on the website, places like CCW that can perform services.
Just service centers to relative to your location, or just a map. That would be super helpful, I think, for a lot of people, for sure. Definitely for me too.
Yeah, so service is no problem. There are a bunch of existing centers right now that do it for Sirris and that we physically trained. And then in terms of trail and MX, our approach is very similar to gas bikes. I think we have run into this challenge as we've gotten over this industry where some of the technology coming up was from bicycle.
Yeah.
And bicycles, I love riding bicycles. Just so you know, I've been riding mountain bikes for a long time, and I love EMTBs now. Love them.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not,
yeah.
Bicycles are funny because you have like one tune on a fork and shock, and it's like applied to the World Cup rider all the way to like your kid's sister, right? And,
right.
When people come from that world and they come into Moto, they're like, "Oh, why can't you do that?" And I think the point is that you can, but it's not optimal for whatever you do.
Right.
And so everybody that owns a gas bike, they know that you buy the gas bike, and if you're in Ohio, you're probably going to tune it a little bit for that usage scenario, and probably even get somebody to go into it and open it up and change the valving. So we thought, well, why don't we try to provide a couple different tunes for people so that they are less likely to have to buy a brand new product and open it up.
Right.
We're not an Andriani. We're not a factory connection. We don't tune everything for the individual person, but we can get closer. So the valve code on a trail fork and shock is fundamentally different than a Moto setup. And I'll say this, like the Moto setup is substantially better than a trail setup with clicker changes and preload changes.